my God. Oh my God. The Pacers just upset the Knicks in a thriller. Overtime. Tyrese Haliburton.
Him.
I got another nickname for somebody. Aaron Smith.
He Smith.
He and him.
No need
The
Smith.
new duel. He and him did their thing, came back, and MSG stunned the whole crowd.
Crazy.
What the heck?
I might have lost for words.
Bro.
That's probably one of the best games we've seen all year. Him Burton with another, I ain't gonna say game winner, but game tire. And in that fashion and the way that shot went in, hey, I think Indiana may be destined for something.
Man.
It goes to Reggie Miller.
Man. Hey, in MSG game 1, hey, Ty Lawson said that yesterday. He was like, if Tyrese win, his mouth go be so filthy. Like he's the biggest troll, and I think that's why the league among the players hate him. Like, but it ain't like he's talking with he ain't front running.
No, he not.
He making big game shots.
He
shut up Madison Square Garden.
Man, the fact that he could have probably made an easy jumper, easy layup. He went back to the three.
He tried to kill him.
Line. I said, this man is a killer.
Yeah.
I believe, bro. He got me. Today sealed it for me. Regardless of the outcome of this series, bro. My respect for this man as a baller. You won't hear nothing from me moving forward after tonight.
I think the Athletic put together the anonymous player poll to figure out who's the most overrated player. Do it over. Do it again.
Him.
Y'all bet not.
Burn the list.
Bet not.
Burn the whole list.
What?
Right. He told
in the Eastern Conference.
Burn the list. Burn it. The overrated list has been
over,
bro.
Over.
It needs to be some apologies out on all through social media tonight.
Right.
Just say my bad. The thing is, it was anonymous, so you don't know who voted and whatnot. But if it was me and I voted him as the most overrated player, I would have to just come out and say, "Yo, Ty,
my bad,
my bad, bro, my bad. That's my fault. I didn't what Shaq say. I didn't understand your game. I didn't know it was my bad.
Yep.
I don't want to hear no more overrated stuff.
And this is what I don't like about sports. Like, in a sense of a lot of this stuff can go anonymous.
Yeah.
If you put something out there like that, you should put your name on it.
Yeah. I'm not doing no anonymous poll for nothing. If it's media members, like who's the worst media member or whatever, I'm just not participating. That's it. Like that's I'm that's not cool. I'm not hiding anything I'm gonna say. So and that's like I said, if I was in that poll and I picked them as, I have to apologize. I have to say my bad.
That's like your mama used to say back in the day. You ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all.
Exactly.
And your dad tell you if you did something, accept accountability and take it. Accept whatever you said and take it. Take the accountability. That kills me, man, because the way he definitely ain't the most overrated for sure,
bro. He hit the Reggie Miller choke in front of while Reggie's calling the game.
Letting him know I got you, big bro.
Man, that was crazy. I see little people still trying to hate too. People still trying to hate, and it's like that's all it is at this point. That's all it is. It's just hate. Like if you don't like them, and it's cool. It's cool to have haters. Hey, I bet. And I'm just thinking out loud. I bet his dad is going crazy right now. Mr. Haliburton is going wild right now. Got
Insane.
a big poster at home or wherever he at of his son face. Oh, he got to get a new one now. He got to get this one. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bro, we wasn't even supposed to record today.
Right.
No. But we had to.
This was crazy. I was watching, as y'all know, to give y'all some background when y'all see this. No, I did not watch the first 3 quarters. I came in at the end of the 4th when they were down like it looked like 15, 16 or something like that. And that's when Aaron Nesmith, because he's the man, went like 6 or 7 for 7 from 3, something crazy. He just could not miss.
Man, they scored 20 points the last 2.5 minutes. They were down by 14 because it was wild. The Knicks went on like a 12-0 or a 14-0 run.
Yeah.
I thought it was over after that, and then Pacers answered.
I stopped watching. No longer.
I didn't.
It's over. I stopped watching. And then when I knew something was up. I knew something was up when Jelani hit the chat. Yeah, we gotta go live right now.
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
What was going on? Man, I came back, man. What? OT? Oh yeah. Okay.
Bro,
man.
I was trying to get in the shower at that point. And I looked at that message and I looked at the screen. The screen was on. I was just sitting in front. I wasn't even watching. And I look up and I'm like, what? And when I looked up was when Tyrese shot that shot and it bounced to the roof and came down. That's when I watched. I didn't even know Tyrese shot it. I just seen somebody light skinned and Nembhard did his thing down the end.
He did.
Yeah, that shot was amazing. It was a combination of like when KD did that against the Bucks, foot on the line, and then it also reminded me of Kawhi Leonard's shot against Philly when it bounced and it dropped in. Like it had that same. It had both of those films combined, man. But the Knicks missed some free throws. We can't forget that. They missed some free throws.
Yep.
They allowed them to come back. Yeah, like Indiana was doing a thing, props to them. But I think Karl-Anthony Towns at the free throw line went 1 for 2, and I think that somebody else during that last 2.5 minutes missed a free throw. But then you hit your free throws, it's game.
Right. And that's what, like, I didn't give, obviously, the Pacers enough credit going into this or whatever, but I do remember saying, like, the teams that are, like, scrappy, they always have a chance in the playoffs or whatever. Like, they just got to knock down the right shots. But their defense, they started turning the Knicks over left and right towards the end. They was getting in the passing lanes. They was being, physical. Miles Turner got a big block on Jalen Brunson after a turnover. Like, the Pacers just don't quit. And that, like, if you play to the end of the game, if you keep playing, you play to the whistle blown or whatever, you go give yourself a chance. And Tyrese Haliburton came to, like Jelani said, like, that shot, bro, what was like, he made it, which was incredible.
Right.
But before even making that shot, the balls that it took to say, oh, I'm gonna step back and hit a 3 to put y'all out. I'm trying to end this. I don't want to go to overtime. I'm trying to end you.
Yeah, like, man. And that's who we've been seeing these whole playoff runs with him. He's not playing with nobody. I really believe that he took that to heart. He took that rating to heart, and he's saying, I don't care who's in front of me. Brunson, it don't matter. I am going y'all throat, and I want it. And he want it. He want all the smoke. He ain't running from it. He running to it. I like what this dude is doing, man. I've been a believer because I think I want to say I was one of the ones that took the Pacers in this series. But I believe, like I say, I'm always rooting for the underdog, and I think he's really showing that don't count me out. Just because you may not like me off the court, don't mean you can disrespect what I do on the court.
Yeah,
and he doing his thing. Salute.
Hey, and that's like that whole team over there is built that way or whatever. I remember I interviewed Miles Turner like 2 years ago, and he talked about when he was drafted or whatever, he watched like what they were saying about him or whatever, and he was like, they said the experts said he was too slow. He wouldn't be able to get up and down the court. He's not, skilled enough to play in today's NBA. And now I think 10 years later, he's still very effective, still one of the best shot blockers, developed his 3-point shot. Now he's a deep threat. And the speed, that's something that doesn't matter because they out there playing with heart. They out there playing with a point to prove. And that's why, like, this team, man, like, not all the best team doesn't always win because it's a team sport. And when you're a team, that means just everybody's doing their job. Everybody's, playing with a purpose. Everybody got their own chips on their shoulder. And if you get the right combination of people, you're going to win. And that's like I'm still tripping on like how big of a comeback that was to win. They was even down in overtime. It went down 4 or 5.
Down 4, was it 5?
Like
yeah,
Cat, 4 or 5. And
Cat
it was
started
early.
Overtime balling. Cat was balling in overtime, but they just found a way to win.
And just piggyback on that team sport. I mean that team comment. They had not 10 players in double figures.
Man.
Obi put up 8. I ain't even gonna try to pronounce his name. Benedict.
Do it.
Benedict. That's his first name.
Yeah.
Did I say
what's the last name?
Mathurin.
Oh, you got it.
Oh man, look, man, I told you like, I'm a special ed teacher. Don't mean I'm special ed. I know what I'm doing. Nah, but see that, man, they almost put 10 people in double figures. Indiana is a force to be reckoned with. They're a force.
Wow.
It went in the heart of New York and did that. Carmelo, J.R. Smith, bow-legged Spike Lee, all sitting in the front. Not bow-legged, Pitcher-toe Spike Lee sitting in the front. And they said, man, we coming for your heart.
Jada Kiss was out there, man.
It was
a kiss of death.
Man.
That was dope. I'm almost changing my thought process with this series because I want to say this might be the most exciting series out of the two.
Yep. I thought it would. Because just like the nostalgia that comes along with it, it's bringing everybody out every single game. I don't know who gonna show up in Indiana, but in New York, all the stars are out.
Larry Bird.
It reminds you of all those, those old school days. All we need right now is, Jeff Van Gundy is with the Clippers, but we just need Jeff Van Gundy to make an appearance or whatever. Just walk through. But he in LA with the Clippers. But nah, man, it take you back to your childhood, man. It take you back to, them times where what made you fall in love with basketball. And the Knicks, I know, I ain't never been a Knicks or a Pacers fan, but that rivalry and watching them go at it year after year was something that, we all love to watch, and that we grew up on that. So to see this back in the way it is and how big, the stakes are, man, this is incredible.
Yeah, incredible. Man, it's great. It's great. And this game reminded me of what Ty Lawson was saying to us last night about the energy of that arena. And like you witnessed it tonight because it was like that, like you said it best. You said the ghost of Reggie Miller. Mm-hmm. He was like Indiana brought that into Madison Square Garden. Not just Haliburton, but all of them.
All of them.
Right.
All of them. And that's what Ty Lawson was talking about. Like certain places just carry a certain energy.
Yeah.
Right.
So the rest of the games were just half as good as tonight's games. It's going to be a legendary series. One of the ones we talk about for a long time.
I think so, man. I think we witnessing history again. You know, this is a, you know, I think we got too focused on, you know, the superstars or who we consider the superstars. Because if, you know, what Tyrese is showing, he's right there up there with the best of them. You know, and like the disrespect has to end. You know, like he hit a game winner in the first round. The second round, he performed, knocked off the number one seeded Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, I don't know what do you have to do to classify as overrated in this league? Like, I don't understand it. It's not like he hasn't played, you know, in big games and performed well in the past.
Yeah,
and now that's the Eastern Conference Finals in New York.
Yeah, he doing him, man. I don't know why. Only thing I can think of is some stuff that's outside basketball.
Hey, and then like Karl Anthony Towns is on the wrong side of this one or whatever, but I'm about to steal his one of his famous sayings, that funny interview he did. But this is what movies are made for. This is what movies are made of.
Yeah.
We watching a movie with Tyrese, bro. This is a revenge story. This is an underdog story. Oh my God.
And the way he doing it, he not doing it in a selfish way.
Nah.
He getting his whole team involved. And that's another thing I didn't really recognize. Indiana is a very deep team.
Yeah.
They got dudes that can score from anywhere off the bench from 1 to 5, almost from 1 to 10. They got even Thomas Bryant came in and gave you a couple of buckets.
Yeah.
So they got a real deep team. And shout out to Jalen Brunson, man, too. I'm not gonna overlook
today.
You know what I mean? Because Jalen Brunson did his thing, man.
Yeah. What do you have? Finish with 40?
43.
That's, man, I didn't realize it until this moment. That's how this game was crazy. I forgot all about how many points he had.
He was going to work.
No, he did, but just that them last 2-3 minutes of that game was something else, man.
That out of bounds, the tip ball that I think that was Nembhard that tipped it off of Jalen Brunson. That was big. Like the Pacers played well at the end, but they needed a lot to go their way.
Yeah.
Like, and everything went their way. Everything.
A little bit, like they say, in order to win a championship, you need a little bit of luck.
And that's, you know what I'm saying? Hey, welcome to the party, dog, man. Welcome to the party.
What the Haliburton? What the Haliburton right now?
Tyrese, Haliburton, and Aaron Nesmith. Him and he.
Now that's playoff basketball right there, boy. I tell you, that's playoff basketball.
Man. At its finest.
Premium basketball right there.
We wasn't even supposed to be here right now. We had no plans to record today. We was planning on getting in bed and going to sleep right now, and that's what's so dope about the game of basketball and why it's my favorite sport. Like it can change your mood instantly. And none of us are Pacers or Knicks fans
at all.
But we all fans of basketball and it bring everybody together, man. And it's just, it's such a wonderful time of the year and to have the Knicks and the Pacers back on the top.
In a duel, though. Hey.
Yeah. And you know they say styles make fights, right? And I will say it's Rick Carlisle's championship pedigree. I mean, it's just one game. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but
yeah,
it seems like the players are an extension of the game plan, right? And they're not stuck to the same game plan they came to the game with. At halftime, they made their adjustments, right? So for me, I mean, I was on the phone with Jelani briefly. The game was getting a little out of hand to start that third quarter, but they stayed true to what they want to do as a team, right? And I just can't fathom how quickly they came back and how calm they were being down away. Just
incredible,
man,
incredible. Like I wasn't, like I said, you wasn't here earlier, but I wasn't watching the game. It was on the TV. I just got in the house and I was planning on getting in the shower, and Jelani texted and was like, "We got to go live." And I look up, and that's when Haliburton shot that shot. I just seen the ball in the air. I just seen the ball in the air that came down. I didn't know who shot it, anything. And after that, you know, I was all the way locked in. But oh my God.
So what do you do for the New York Knicks? Like what? So how do you think they digest this the way they lost today?
Bro, I think this was like I know, like a dog got on right now and said it's one game and don't want to overreact, but this was one game I you know I want to overreact, you know, because
absolutely.
I think New York feel this one. I think, you know, the performance, when you look at, you know, like I said, everything had to go the Pacers' way. So I understand there was a whole lot of luck involved, but at the same time, Jalen Brunson had to go out and put 43 up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think even if the Pacers lost, it'll be like, okay, we lost because Brunson went and got 43. Is he gonna average 43 for the rest of the series? You know what I'm saying? So I think on both sides, you got good things to look at. You know, the Knicks can say the Pacers, everything went perfect for them. And if the Pacers lost, they can say, well, Jalen Brunson went crazy. But the fact that it happened on your home floor on a stage that you haven't been at in a long time, I think it hurts more than just that for New York.
Yeah, a game like this, a loss like this can ruin you. It can hurt your confidence, destroy your confidence. I believe it won't though. You know, they've been there before. They all have playoff experience. I think they're going to use this moment to motivate them. I don't think it's going to crush them. You know, if I feel like if they're a younger team, an experienced team, this might have been a blow for them, and you know they'll be cooked. But I believe in Jalen Brunson and Cat. They're gonna turn it around and do their thing in 2 days.
It's gonna hurt for 2 days.
Yeah, it's a hell of a game, man.
They don't have a choice but to come back, man. They got to flush this one. But to the credit for the Pacers, man, I really just, you know, that's the team that I've chosen to come out of the East. So it's not that I'm trying to stick true to my prediction. It's more so they have continued to prove whatever type of game it is, they're going to scheme their way out of it. And those are usually the teams that you kind of like, they're not going to do it again, are they? And then you see the lead just start to dwindle. So I genuinely wanted to ask this question, though, because going back to the styles making fights, do you think the New York Knicks need to do something different in terms of how they're getting their scoring? Because for Jalen Brunson to be the distributor, the main guy you go to in the fourth quarter, is it an overreaction to say they got to do something different with sets, or do you stick to what got you here?
I think you gotta stick to what got you here, but that's not a good thing because it's the same in Minnesota. It's the same with Anthony Edwards, where you know what got you here is Ant, you know, dominating the ball, you know, being able to go to work at the top of the key or wherever he decides to go to work. Yeah. But against OKC, they're good enough, they're big enough, they're, you know, athletic enough to where they could get the ball out of Ant's hands. And Jalen in this game, he still got 43, you know. So like if I'm New York, you know, I don't think I have to change anything. But the Pacers, I think they do believe if the game is close, and they only because that's really what happened. Once the game got close, they locked down on defense and got stops.
Yep.
And I think they believe that we could get stops against this team, but it's just a matter of when you getting these stops at, and they got them when it mattered the most.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? And what I would say, I don't think they should change anything, because look at what they got. Look at the production they got from the players. You get 40 from Brunson, you get 35 from Cat. You got 16 from OG. You got 16 from Mikal Bridges. 90% again, the Knicks walk out of that arena with a win.
Man, yeah.
But like I said, and more crucial points, you got to be a little bit more diligent on what you're doing on offense and defense, because you got to look at it the same way. They gave up a lot on offense.
Yeah, that's true.
They had some turnovers. It kind of plays both ways. I don't think they need to adjust much, but I think they need to just dial in on their focus.
Yeah, tighten up a little bit. Yep.
They had a hell of a game.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, this is up there for one of the games of the playoffs so far this year. Fortunate enough that it's happening like in the conference finals, right? But those free throws, man, like going back to what you said about focus, they hit a few of those free throws. The Pacers might not be in a position to hit their shot.
They wouldn't be.
So,
that's man, one of the best playoff games of the decade so far. I know it's only 2025. We got a lot of good postseason basketball this year, but like just the last 5 years, that was one of the best comebacks I've seen in the playoffs.
Yeah,
definitely up there, man.
Man, this like, it took you back to being a fan. It took you back to being a fan, and this entire NBA playoffs, though, to me, has, and maybe I'm living in the moment, but for me, this has been the best playoffs in general in the last 10 years. It's every round
probably
is good games.
Yeah.
Every round there's buzzer beaters. You remember when they had the commercial what was the saying? It was the playoff commercial that they used to have where the NBA happens or something like that, or where
I definitely remember that. Yes, sir.
Where magic happens, or where
That's what's going on right. That's back. They need to bring those commercials back, because that's what's going on, man. This ain't about being a Pacer fan or Nick Timberwolves or nothing. This is just about basketball. And I think with having the older superstars, the LeBrons, the Stephs, the KD, the teams that you expected to win, with having them out, I think that's what it's doing. It's breaking everybody down to, like, just looking at solid basketball and the reasons we fell in love with the sport in the first place. Because this was excellent, dude. I was tired. I haven't had an energy drink, and I'm amped up right now. I'm like, God, that was crazy.
That was a real game, and I think, for one, all I could keep thinking of is this hasn't happened for the Knicks since '99, right? Just seeing Reggie, even having Reggie Miller call the game, right? The nostalgia connected to that, right? And we're all in California, so what Reggie Miller means to the Inland Empire, the IE, coming up through UCLA, and then obviously what he did as a Pacer. But for Haliburton to immediately go to the, come on, man, that's what I think adds to it, right? There's no disconnect from the history, right? And that's, I think, we feel like as you get older, right? We always hear people say MJ or Dr. J or whatever generation you grew up watching. Exactly. When there's players that kind of pay respect to the pantheon of great legends, it's like, all right, this is something I could watch, right? The background noise, the background game suddenly becomes the main event. So shout out to the Pacers and whoever's in the conference finals right now, because they are playing extremely tough, picking up 90 feet basketball. You don't see that every day.
Yeah. Hey,
that every day.
And not only like the choke, right? The way that they came back, right? It was very similar to that game. It was very similar. You know what I mean? They were down double digits. You know, the game was basically over. Like that's Tyrese Haliburton being not only a competitor, but an entertainer. You know, to understand the moment, to understand where you at, to understand what you and your team just did. Although, you know, when Reggie did it, you know, Reggie was the one who this was like a mixture of Aaron Nesmith and Tyrese Haliburton. Yeah. That was just Reggie. Yeah. You know, but still, nonetheless, you know, they scored the points for the Pacers against the Knicks. The same type of, you know, the bad turnovers the Knicks had back then, they had today. Like maybe, you know, how we talk about the, you know, Madison Square Garden being the Mecca and stuff, and, you know, Ty Lawson talked about the vibes and the feels. Maybe it's time for a new arena. Maybe it's time to get rid of those vibes, because the fact that this came back and it was so identical to how, like, 25 years ago, like, that's scary. Maybe it's more than just a Reggie Miller ghost. Maybe a change of scenery.
Don't let James hear you.
For the Knicks.
Don't let James Dolan hear you, bro.
Hey, he might want to consider it, because if they lose the series, because as much praise as I've been giving Tyrese Haliburton and the Pacers, y'all know I picked the Knicks to win this.
Right.
But oh my goodness.
Man. One for the ages.
Oh my goodness.
Great. Hey, Spike Lee got to do the right thing.
Hey, but
hey, I wonder if he was looking for Spike when he did it. I wonder if he found Spike.
You know, Spike was hiding, bro.
Hey, Tyrese Haliburton is climbing on my list of favorite players. He's climbing,
and it's also, like, I think the difference for me, it's a glaring difference I'm noticing between Haliburton and Brunson. You're still gonna get the production. But one thing that I've noticed about Haliburton, he's a conductor, man. He makes sure that his teammates are getting their shots and staying in rhythm. And nothing happens without the role players today. Like, and, you know, like, I'm not going to talk about Nesmith because obviously we saw what he did. But, like, people like TJ McConnell just coming in, sparing Haliburton, Obi Toppin, former Knick from New York. By way of Dayton and the path that he's taken, I'm sure it's personal. And every dunk that he had, I don't know if you noticed it, but
it was vicious.
It was vicious, and fouls were missed. Like, he was actually hacked on the way up, right? But that's what I think I was trying to say earlier with the styles making fights is, like, okay, everybody gets paid, everybody's a millionaire, everybody's doing what they need to do to be at this stage, but what are the storylines and where's the passion? Where's that coming from? You know, what's the source of why you play this game? And, you know, for Haliburton, man, he started out with his dad and Giannis. That could have turned out to be a distraction, and he put basketball first, and, you know, look where we're at.
That's it, man. 31 for Haliburton, 30 from Nesmith. Haliburton also had 11 assists. Man, I'm just
what the hell?
Just looking at the stats, bro. Everybody scored on their team except for Shepard. Shepard, the only one. Wow, that's crazy. But
it's reminiscent of what the Mavericks were doing during Dirk's championship run, right?
Yeah.
And is it an accident that it's a similar formula with the same head coach? You know, just my goodness.
Yeah, no, he definitely got a formula that works, and then when you put the right pieces with that formula, you start to see great things happening. And when you got a conductor like a Haliburton, and honestly, all these players look like they're not afraid of their roles. They feel like they're trying to do too much. They all understand play that team, and when you got a coach that already shown that he's capable of doing that with similar players, man, them players bought in, and you can see it, because even when They fight back. Forget coming back. They fight to come back.
Yeah. Now they, that like a lot of times they'll ask, like, did the Knicks lose this game or did the Pacers take it? Pacers took it.
Pacers took it.
They took it. They took it like Debo took red bite. They took it in front of him and his chain, all that. That's what they did, man. And shoot, I gotta calm down. So let's get predictions in real quick before we jump off this, man. So has it altered any of y'all picks?
No, I still got the Pacers. I'm gonna still say 7, but I got Pacers in 7.
Pacers 7.
I still got the Knicks. I'm rolling with my pick. It's just one game. Hell of a game, but just one game.
If anything, it changed my pick to accelerate how fast the Pacers might win.
Talk about
that's that, and if it's if it's these close games, I would have been comfortable saying 6 games before. But the Knicks, man, y'all better get some good sleep, recovery, and come into that game too like it's a game 7 because going to Indiana in the field house, come on, man, you don't want to do that, but. I've always been a fan that even though 70% of game 1 winners generally win the series, game 1 can also tell you who's the better team in execution. And Pacers in 5 right now as it stands.
Pacers in 5.
I think Ty said 6. And even when he said 6 yesterday, he was looking at him like, huh? 6?
Man, 5?
Okay.
Maybe 5, man. Maybe it might be 5. The Knicks got heart though, so I wouldn't put it past them to come back properly, So
I think originally I said Knicks in 6. I don't think I disrespected the Pacers and said Knicks in 5. I might have though. I could see myself saying that. But after tonight's performance, after seeing what Tyrese Haliburton can do, obviously I do expect to see a better version, not a better version than tonight from Aaron Nesmith. But when you have a game like that, it gives you so much confidence moving forward or whatever. I remember, Dalen, when we was in high school and I had my biggest game was against Buchanan. I bust for like 60-something yards on like 5 carries or something like that. Okay. And that made my confidence go to another level. And I felt like I could do it against any team. And in this situation, they're playing the same team for potentially 7 more games. So I think he's going to be great throughout this series. I don't think he's going to be 30.8 3-pointers great, but I think he's going to be great. And I think Tyrese Haliburton is going to show that he's really him. And I still have the Knicks winning, but now I think it's going 7. I think it's going 7. That's the only change because of them.
Rock with it. Yeah, I'll rock with that.
Yeah, man.
If it's anything like tonight's game, man, we probably would enjoy 7. So I'm all for it, man.
Hey, they go down 2 though. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, if they go down 2, it's over.
No.
Then we could talk about who fault it was because wow.
And I mean, if that happens, we're calling Milwaukee and trying to facilitate the Giannis to New York. I don't want to get ahead of myself, and I want to respect the games as they're happening. But the GMs and executives they're not caught up in these games. They're thinking about next year. What's the payroll like? So the Knicks have caught. They caught lightning in a minute, man. And so it's like you got to make sure to capitalize on this energy. The city's not going to stay behind you if you just start falling off.
Yeah,
I have a question, but I'm gonna save it. But I'm gonna say it. But I'm gonna save it. I want the answers to be saved for the next game. Now, and this is an if, and you know how we say it, if we all be drunk. If Indiana goes down 0-2, I'm sorry, if they go up, and they mess around and win the series, this is where we call for Tibbs' job.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good topic.
Yeah. We can save it for next one, but
you're on to something.
Yeah, that's gonna be a topic. We definitely got to come back to that.
Until next time.
Definitely got to come back to that. But man, Indiana fans, man, y'all got one. You know, is it gonna be two? We will see. No, hey, Tyrese, he closed it just like we doing. We
Pacers
closed it
fans
out
better
tonight.
be careful, man.
Until next time, y'all. We out.
Peace.
Peace.